Going from we have a Saturn right now. It smells nice. Somebody took care of this one. They bought air freshener. Oh, did you take the cats off already? I don't think so. It's coming out the exhaust. No. Alright, so we are in the market for a new car. We don't drive that far, so we don't need anything super new and expensive. We're at Tewsley's yard. Fixed helped us out with this video by sending us one of their OBD readers. So we're gonna try and see if there's something that will get us by for another year or two inexpensively. And this is gonna help us just to see if there's anything major wrong with the car. So let's take a tour through Tewsley's yard and go from there.
Car shopping.
Don't tell my wife where we got it, but what we're trying to look for is something cheap. You don't need to spend a pile of money. It's not like...
Need to be reliable?
Nope.
Well, so that means the Cadillac. Nice. Why do they always leave the key on?
Does Nancy still smoke or no?
No. Is that blood? I think we're gonna pass on this one. This trim is off a little. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, it's
holy!
a feature.
Oh,
This is gonna be like the Audi.
Whoa.
All right, let's just swap it.
Leather? Are you kidding me?
What, you don't like leather? Unbelievable.
What died on the passenger seat?
I don't know, but the dog's rolling in it. Hey, get out! Out! Get out! Hey!
I think it was a chicken coop. Oh no, it was wood hauler.
Ah!
Yeah. Dead. 6-disc CD changer, that's very important. Lubricated door hinges. Sunroof. I hate it when people don't put stuff back where it's supposed to go.
The Ford though.
It is a Ford. I don't want people to get the idea that all of a sudden I'm into Ford. What's that? Is that any good?
Ooh, SE. Special edition?
Oh, so what's up with this one?
Not for sale. Yard vehicle.
Oh,
So, guy's been using it with tools, taking parts off, stuff like that, last couple weeks.
AC work?
AC?
Yeah. It's the selling feature right here. All the lights are going off.
What about heat? It actually runs not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, the AC works. You can feel it.
Lots of room.
I like it. Oh, I know that really affects the price of it.
Oh well, resale's gonna go down definitely. I understand that. Hey, looks like you'll have to replace a belt, maybe two.
Yeah, you already cut the belts. Why would you cut the belts? It's a safety hazard, man.
I know. Doesn't pass.
I think I'm gonna treat my wife to a new Caravan.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow. 3 months from now, you're a very lucky lady.
Little detail.
Yeah. Don't have to confirm it. We can get out the black light if we need to, but I don't see any point of that. Do you?
No. Do the windows go down?
Likely a quarter of the way, if anything.
Well, the buttons, they are there, but I don't think they're working. Okay. Do the mirrors work?
Nope.
People get rid of some stuff that I think still has some value in it. Other stuff we see is complete garbage. But body-wise, this one's got a bunch of scratches and dents on it, but is not rusted. Even in our climate, it's got about 200,000 kilometers on it, which is like 130,000 miles, something like that. So I think there's still some life in this. I don't think any of these buttons are working. I'm hoping that the windows still go down. The AC does work. The body's in good shape. We need some rims and tires. But if there's anything major wrong with the driveline or airbags or anything like that, this will help us find that before we spend any money. So you just download the app, plug it into the reader. Okay, so scan tools used to be thousands of dollars, and the premium ones still are. This little unit, if you click on the link down below, you can have it for 20 bucks. Now, we don't have emission testing in Ontario anymore. This will also tell you emission stuff. 2 issues found. Major driving impact. So the remote start isn't gonna work, and PO 406, which is just emission. Very common. Let's see what that means. May not pass emissions. That's okay. We don't have the emissions. So on the upgraded, it'll tell you how to fix it. There is a subscription for premium for 90 bucks a year, something like that. And that'll give you a pile of extras like how to fix it, where the closest reputable shop is, how much that shop should charge to fix it. And even if you don't want to take it anywhere, it'll help you try and fix it yourself. I think it's definitely worth it. So check out everything that Fixed can do on their website, but click on the link down below to get that massive discount. Little 3.3, very common. We want to look for, well, it looks like it's been sitting for a while. That's not great. Mainly before I take it home, I want to check and make sure all the fluids are there. Oil smells good, looks good, nice and clear. Transmission smells really good. Coolant looks pretty good and is up to the right height. Basically, we're going to just swap the tires so we can go home, and then we're out of here. Story is, whoever dropped it off wanted the rims and tires off this because they were still good. So we need to find a matching set that will actually get us home. So there's another van in the yard. While we do this, we'll take a quick peek at the brakes. Rotors look good. Could use a set of pads. Pads are nice and cheap. Probably about 40 bucks to get you a set of pads. Take that rust off. Looks terrible. There's a Journey with some nice 19-inch rims on there, which would look pretty good. A little bit of bling. The tires are all flat. Let's see if I can, this will get me home. See if I can work out a deal with those rims. See if I can find some 19-inch tires. Simple diagnosis. When you have two of them, just start swapping parts and see if the problem follows the part or... that's a good sign. Although, he may have took the battery. Nope, battery's still in there, so... Not fixed the problem. But I know that this one did work. The rust there. We'll have to get a bra for it or something. Getting old. Heated seat. Oh, look at that. Nobody's even stole that yet. Look up. Look up. Okay, did a little parts run at Tewsley's. Just grabbed a couple random pieces. Had to grab some seat belts. Put this back. There. Looks better already. Okay, so the seat belts take a 50 Torx. You can pull the cover off on the top, and then to get out the actual seat belt thing, you need to pull this cover off carefully. Just take these two screws out, and then you can pop out this cover and just get at it. Not that you guys would really need to replace seat belts, but that's what we're gonna do. There she is. Bolt at the bottom. Lock it down grinder, keeping the right tension. Now, these are all the clips. That's what it looks like when you pull them apart. You just want to make sure you don't do that in the cold because they'll just snap all of them. Okay, so the windows don't work. You can just pull this right out. It just slides in with these little clips. And then we'll check it for power. So we'll make sure we have a good ground on our test light. And then we make sure that at least one or two has power somewhere. Yeah. And then we have to make sure that we got power on it. So we're getting power to the switch. but we're not getting anything to the windows. Now, we can jump it. These two pink wires were the ones that had power. So just jam something in there. It's really hard to do when you're holding the camera. There we go. Good enough. We'll put our test light on the other end of that. Now I can check and see if the black wires, now that I'm connected to positive, if I touch this, it should light up. There we go. So we have good grounds and we have power because I'm jammed in there. So all this switch does is rotate the positive and the negative to a window to either make it go up and then reverse those two wires to make it go down. So we can jump it, see if the windows move. If the windows move, that verifies that the wiring from the car to here is good, and that the wiring from here to the motor is good, and that the motor is good. And then the problem is the switch. Now you can try and clean the contacts, which works for a little bit, but I usually find they break again. So I did swap this one out with one at the Wreckers, but it was a fancier one that had the back windows that could go down. I don't think our back windows go down. So I'm gonna have to get another switch from a plain Jane van, and that's gonna fix the problem. I'll hotwire it real quick to show you guys the windows working. All right, so if I touch this one to here, it should make the window go down. There we go. And if I reverse these two wires, can't jam them in too many more times. Oh, don't do that. I should make it go back up. There we go. So I know that the switch is the problem. So we know that the wiring's okay, that it has power, checked all the fuses, and we know that the electric motors and the doors are okay. So that kind of narrows it down to the switch. Now I think this is a problem for these because there's none left at Tewsley's. So let's take it apart and see if we can fix it. I don't think there's too many fancy electronics in here. I think it's just a manual, touch this wire to that wire and make it go up and down. So let's see what we find in here, see if we can fix it. The back looks really good, but this is the top. When you leave your window down, it gets wet. And what happens is little things like this, that's what starts giving you issues. So we'll see if those are damaged to the point where they're not making contact anymore. We'll clean it up a little bit. But what we can do is just lay this on and see if we can, by pushing it ourselves without the button, see if that makes it work. I know that these two pins are the pins that give it power, and I think that's what gives power to the rest of them by just changing it back and forth. Let's see what happens. All right, so we cleaned all the contacts in the switch. Plug it back in again. Oh, that's a good sign. Ha-ha! Up and down. You know what that means? Timmy's run. That is broken, and so is the handle. That's flopping around. So to get that off, it's 4 screws at the back, and then just pull gently. Again, don't do it in the winter or outside when it's cold because you'll snap everything, but it should come off fairly easy. Now you can see the little clip you push in, 2 little bolts, take the cable out of the handle, and then another one on the other side, and she's golden. All right, now I personally can't tell the difference between any of those vans between 10 and 20. They all look exactly the same. I'm sure there's lots of soccer moms and stuff out there that are like, you have an old model. But there's one thing that tells everybody that's an old model is this old shitty plastic here. I'll show you guys a little trick. We'll clean that up so we can fake it till we make it. We gotta keep up with the Joneses, right? There we go. Okay, so you can use a little propane torch. I've got just a little brazing tip on my torch. Just want a little flame. And then just hit it. All we're doing is melting the plastic just a hair, kind of bringing a shine back up to it. No, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna last. Put a little bit of armor on, a little protective something or other on there. Should be all right. Oh yeah, bought a 2008 van. What are you, poor? The scratch is pretty severe here, and there's a big dent right here. Can't really, it's gonna be hard to fix that one because it's got like a whole wrinkle in here, so I'm gonna have to hit it and bang it, and then I gotta paint it. Nobody wants to do that. This I can fix. I can just pull this out just a little bit, and if we get some wheel spacers for it, just to bring the tires out, this will always be dirty and nobody will ever know that there's a dent here, other than the fact that I put it on the internet. So other than that, needs an oil change, maybe some spark plugs. We will detail it, buff it after I put the door skin on, and then we'll see if it's acceptable. I've done a lot already, so there we go. I got a bunch of them, but that one and that one and that one are pretty deep. So, and a big scratch there. So maybe we'll see. I'm definitely gonna replace this door if they have a good driver's door. Maybe we'll replace that one as well. So we'll worry about that when we go back to the scrapyard. There we go. Okay, one thing we don't want to mess around with is brakes and tires, because no matter how cheap the vehicle is that you get, the repair to the vehicle you rear-end is going to cost more than a set of brakes and tires. So when we had the tires off at Tewsley's, we noticed that the rotors were fine. The pads are about 50% worn, probably 40-50%, and just because of that, and it has to go for safety, we're going to throw some pads on it, front and rear, and then we're almost there. So one more trip to the scrapyard to replace the door and a couple other small little things, and we got a nice little van. Here we go. Alright, back at Tewsley's to grab the door and the seat cushion. And look, I got some nice 17-inch rims, matching set in town. Not my town, I had to drive a little bit, but we're getting there. We'll have a complete full van. Just need to, not this one, look at that. Same color. She's all rusted out on this side, but this door, and mine's just starting to rust right there too, weird. But this door, look at that, it's in good shape. Let's pull it off, here we go. There we go. I think they're a mirror image. Nice new cushion, brand spanking and new. Passenger side never gets as much wear as the driver's. I'm surprised Dodge was good. They just made a universal foam, works on both sides. We put the new brakes on the van. Now it's tires. And I had a choice. It came with 16-inch rims, and I could go out and try to find 16-inch tires for it. But we also had these 17-inch snow tires left over from the Saturn. So instead, I went out and bought 17-inch rims. Now I thought I was winning because it already came with the tire monitors. But somebody must have been upset at somebody because they smashed the valve cores in each one of the valves. So I could dismount the 16-inch tires and carefully take those wheel sensors off and put them in here. Or I could just cut these off, put in rubber valve stems, and pull the bulb on the dash that says your tire's low. Because the only thing that's ever leaked on any of my tires is the tire pressure monitor. So I'm just gonna take that bulb out. Here we go. Okay, if you do go out and decide to buy used tires, there's usually a date code on it that says when it was manufactured. Try not to get ones that are older than 3-4 years. About 5 years is about the max you want to run on tires. They start getting weather cracked and start becoming dangerous. If you were to get a safety, they would fail those at a safety. So make sure you got lots of tread. We got lots of deep tread left. So the family's good and safe. So we'll throw these on and mount these nice new aluminum rims, get rid of those crappy hubcaps. We're gonna be right up there with the posh soccer moms driving around. Spit test, she passed. So about the cheapest tires that we can find in Canada new are from Canada Wheels, and it's about 150 bucks a tire plus all the fees on top of it. We've got disposable fee and taxes. You can get tire and rim combos, and that'll run you about 1,000 bucks. The used rims were 300, and then I probably get a good set of tires for 200 to 300 as well. So knock that down to about 600. We kind of lucked out because we happen to have the tires kicking around. So keeping that in mind, but you got to be safe, especially in the winter and the snow and the rain. Brakes and tires, super important. Hey. Last thing is a seat cushion, and basically it just gets held on by these clips. You gotta pull them tight around a steel bar. A little tool with like a hook on it will help pull it down. It's kind of hard to make a video on that, but they're all the same. So nice new seat cushion that doesn't have this rip in there. Oh, so nice. It's like a brand new van that I already got dirty. Here we go. All right, so we've actually already been driving the van for 3 months. We've already put 3,000 kilometers on it, and the engine light went away. First off, I wasn't very concerned about that emissions code, but all it was Tewsley's guys were running the van on empty all the time. Just barely had enough fuel in the tank to make it run, and that screws up with the evap system. Filling up the tank was all it took to get rid of that engine light. So, with that engine light off, we got no concerns. The remote works just fine. And that could have been partly with the switch not working. So if you didn't know that, you could call the fixed mechanic hotline and somebody could tell you, hey, before you take it to a mechanic, maybe just fill your gas tank up, drive it around for a couple days and see if the light goes off. And as for the remote, I wasn't sure if that was working before we fixed the switch or not, but no issues, we're golden. Here we go. So this video was just kind of quickly to show you that there's some good deals to be found, whether it's at a scrapyard or at the side of the road. If there's some things broken with it, like little dents and windows not working, that really helps in negotiating and getting a cheaper vehicle. And the fixed app and the little dongle really helps diagnose something major so you don't make a mistake. Big shout out to Fixed for helping us out with that. And again, if you click the link down below, then you can get a discount on that. It's a nice, cheap $20 insurance. Thanks to Tewsley for letting us run around the yard and grab some parts here and there and helping us out with the van and tires and whatnot. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich. Get out there, look for the deals, know what you're getting into, be educated, and you can fix it yourself. It's not that big of a deal. And when it's an older van, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. Here we go.